Hey y'all, today I'm in West Point, Georgia. Now West Point is right on the line between Georgia and right on the line of Alabama and Georgia.
You spend your whole life measuring time by alarms. 6 o'clock, shower, coffee, traffic, 8 hours, lunch at noon. Friday feels different than Monday. Vacations are counted down to. Holidays are earned. Every year has a rhythm, and before you know it, that rhythm becomes your heartbeat. And then one day, someone asks, "So, when are you retiring?" A few months, just a few months. I say the words out loud and they still don't sound real. People smile when they hear it. "Congratulations, you've earned it. I bet you can't wait." I smile back because that's what's expected. But the truth is, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to feel. Part of me is excited, part of me is terrified. I've spent decades getting up every morning with somewhere to be, something to do, people counting on me. And I've complained about the alarm clock, the traffic, the customers, but they've also given shape to my life. Now I'm counting down to the day all that ends. It's funny, I've looked forward to retirement for years. Now that I can actually see it on the calendar, I'm not so sure I'm ready. And what does the day after my last day at work look like? No alarm, no customers, no schedule, no steady paycheck arriving every week. That last one, that's the one that keeps sneaking into my thoughts. I've tried to prepare, I've saved, I've planned, I've done everything you're supposed to do. But there's something comforting about knowing that paycheck is coming. It quietly tells you everything's going to be okay. Soon, that reassurance disappears. Every expense starts to feel a little more important. Every unexpected bill feels a little bigger. You start wondering, did I save enough? Will it last? What if life has other plans?
One thing definitely not a shortage of here in West Point are places to eat. It looks like the majority of the downtown is restaurants.
And nobody can answer those questions. That's what makes it scary. When you're young, uncertainty feels like opportunity. When you're nearing retirement, uncertainty feels like standing on the edge of a cliff, hoping the bridge you're about to step onto is stronger than it looks. Then there's something else I've been thinking about. For years, when someone asked, "What do you do?" I had an easy answer. My job wasn't just how I made a living, it became part of who I was. In a few months, someone would ask that same question, and for the first time in my adult life, I won't know exactly how to answer. Now, who am I without the work, without the routine, without the title? It's strange to realize that after all these years, I'm about to become a beginner again. At this stage of life, I thought by now I'd have everything figured out. Turns out, I'm still learning. Maybe that's the point. I've noticed something lately. Instead of rushing through my days, I've started paying attention. The familiar drives to work, the people I've talked to every morning for years, the little routines I never thought I'd miss. They're becoming memories before they've even ended. And that makes me appreciate them in a way I never did before. People keep asking me what my plans are. Travel, fishing, sleeping in. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe a little of all of those. Maybe none of those. Maybe retirement isn't about having every day planned. Maybe it's about finally having the freedom to discover what I want my days to become. That thought is exciting and frightening, sometimes in the very same breath. I've realized something. Every important chapter of my life has begun with uncertainty. Leaving home, starting a career, getting married, and raising a family. Each one felt impossible until I was living it. Maybe retirement is just another one of those chapters, not an ending, a beginning that happens to come later in life. I still have a few months left before I hand over the keys, clean out my van, and walk out the door for the last time. I know that day will come faster than I expect. I'll probably look back one last time, not because I want to stay, but because it's hard to say goodbye to a life you spent decades building. Still, I'm beginning to believe that what's waiting for me isn't just an ending. It's a chance to become someone who isn't measured by productivity, deadlines, or a job title. Someone measured by the time they spend with the people they love, the memories they make, the kindness they share, the joy they finally allow themselves to experience without watching the clock. I don't know exactly what retirement will look like. I don't know if I'll be ready when that day arrives. Maybe nobody ever really is. But every morning that brings me one day closer also reminds me of something. The future has always been uncertain. The difference now is that I'm finally learning not to fear it quite so much. I'm standing on the edge of a brand new chapter. Yes, it's unfamiliar. Yes, it's a little frightening. But for the first time in a very long time, the rest of my life isn't waiting for the weekend. It's waiting just beyond a few more months.